welcome to my channel. This week, for our classic series, for those of you who did not watch my last series, my last YouTube video, my last YouTube video was me reading classics for a month. We are officially in week two of reading classics for a month. So, you're probably wondering, what is this giant stack of books you have on your lap? Thank you for asking. I will tell you what this giant stack is. So, drum roll. Okay, so this week's chosen classic book is the Chronicles of Narnia. Yep, that's right, the Chronicles of Narnia. There is a total of 7 books in this series. I have all of them right here. This series I have is specifically from Macmillan Publishing Company. You guys have no idea what I went through to get every single book in this publishing company. Yeah, for those of you who do not know, C.S Lewis, the author and writer of the Chronicles of Narnia, is a Christian. And wow, I'm just obsessed with the movie, and I cannot wait to see what the series is going to be. So for those of you who do not know what the Chronicles of Narnia is, it's essentially a story where a group of siblings, they enter into the magical world of Narnia through a wardrobe, and they help aid the lion called Aslan against the evil witch. So yeah, that's pretty much what the series is about. So far, I just started reading, okay, where's it at? I just started reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's so magical. It is so magical. I feel like I'm being teleported to Narnia. It's kind of hard. See, this is the thing. Unpopular opinion. I have a very hard time reading a book after I've seen the movie because I'm putting the director's opinion of what the character and the world looks like over my own imagination. So I had never seen the movie Jurassic Park. So I read the book first before I watched the movie. And that was the best decision I could have made because Jurassic Park was a 3 out of 10. It was not good. But the book, so good. Amazing. I loved it. But going back to the series and the movie, I feel like I'm having a very hard time not picturing the actress Lucy who plays in the movie and picturing what I think Lucy should be in my own brain. So I try my hardest to not watch movies that are based on books. I'd rather read the book first and watch the movie. But this is so exciting. I'm so excited to read this series, and honestly, to be completely honest, I understand this challenge is supposed to be reading classics for a month. Now, there's different types of classics, you guys. There's the classics. You got your Jane Austen. You got your Charlotte Bronte. You got, those are the only 2 classic authors I can think of at the top of my head. But I know this isn't technically considered the classics, but they're still classics. It was before my lifetime, therefore I'm making it a classic for me. So, anyway, there's 2 different ways to read this series. So, the first way is through publication order. I will put that here. This is publication order. Second way is through chronological order, which will be on this side of the screen. Now, there's debate on how to read the Chronicles of Narnia, what order series. The way I'm going to choose to read it is through publication order, because that's the way C.S. Lewis meant it to be written, or sorry, that's the way C.S. Lewis expected the books to be read, so that's how I'm going to read it. If it's your first time reading the series, just read it the way I'm going to read it the way the publication released it. So you do what you want to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm going to read it the way it was published. But anyway, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to read this series. I'll give you $1 if you can count how many times I've said I'm so excited so far in the beginning of this video. Anyway, I am going to read outside with my amazing husband. I will catch you guys later. Okay, so Abby, Mal, and I, we are at a different library today. I was able to read almost 40 pages in an hour the last time I was at the library, so today's Saturday. Anyway, we're in a different part of town, so this library is amazing. It's so beautiful. Okay, I will show y'all clips. Are so cheap. Look at that. $2 for a hardback. So do not sleep on local libraries to buy copies of books. This is so inexpensive. So yeah, I think I might get something, but I don't know. I finished The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I just want to say, earlier I said that the book was so magical. It's not as much magical as it is more fantasy. So if you are looking for a fun fantasy, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is just such a good book. And what I plan on doing more on this channel is doing more deep dives. Like, I may not read like 4 books a week, not that I won't do that, and not that that hasn't happened, but I'm more so interested in giving more insight on the books that I'm reading, more so than just like reading books and then like moving on. But consider this my internet journal, internet diary, that's better. But yeah, this book was just so amazing. I completely forgot that Narnia is set in the winter, so if you're looking for a winter/fall read, the Narnia series is an amazing series for this, specifically the first book. And I didn't read as much this week as I did like last week with Pride and Prejudice. This book is very easy to understand. Though this book was written for children, I think an adult would love this series. I mean, it's not like really vulgar or really intense. It does have intense moments, but it's not like oftentimes people think that just because it's a children's book that it's only meant for children to read, but I feel like this is one of those books that if you're a young adult or an adult, like, you're gonna love this book, especially if you love fantasy, or if you're even a Christian, or if you love classics, like, you're gonna love this book. But one of my favorite things about the entire book is just the biblical elements. So I'm a follower of Christ, so that's very important to me. So when I see it, it sticks out to me like a sore thumb. So like, even from the parts of whenever Father Christmas, which is in our day and age Santa, whenever Santa meets the children and he gives Peter a sword and a shield, and in the shield it had a crimson, which is red, a red lion engraved in the shield, and red meaning signifying the blood of Christ. And for those who do not know, like, the Bible calls Jesus the Lion of Judah. So Aslan, being a lion, is almost like a representative of Christ, and Aslan's engravement into the shield is the blood of Christ, the crimson blood of Christ. And another thing that I loved as well is the part when Aslan sacrifices himself for Edmund's treachery. So for Edmund's sin, Aslan sacrifices himself to the witch. And though it's not a direct picture of the Bible, of the gospel, it's still a representative of the gospel. Jesus dying for our sins and being the sacrifice for our sin. And it's told in such a way to where a kid can understand it. But beyond that, beyond the amazing biblical elements that are found in the book, it's just such an amazing story. I just cannot lie to you. It's such an amazing story. Like, I did not read that much this week, but I was able to finish this book. I mean, this book is a pretty short read. It's 150 pages. You can get through it in a few days. But even at that, like, I'm the kind of person that I really like depth, and I like being, like, for instance, Pride and Prejudice. I loved it because, you know, the first 150 pages of the book, you are knowing the people, you are figuring out the story, everyone's personalities, their character. And in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, it's not necessarily like that. Like, it's very fast-paced. And obviously that makes sense because a child cannot really, I feel like that would be overwhelming for a child to read, or maybe even missing a lot of the elements. I wonder if there would be a retelling of this series, but for more young adults to understand like deeper spiritual, or just like deeper storytelling. That would be really cool. But if you want a winter read, a classic, I would pick up The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's a quick read. I'm currently on the second book, which is Prince Caspian. I just started it today, and loving it so far. It's about the children going back to Narnia and what is left of Narnia. And the concept of Narnia is so amazing because though the kids were in Narnia for a very long time, I mean, they were there for like years and years and years. They were reigning as kings and queens for years. When they came back to Earth, they only were gone for a split of a second, a split moment. And honestly, like, that's how I see heaven. You know, God is in heaven right now, and time there is an earthly construct. So when God is seeing us, like, he sees everything, like, all the time, like from the past to the future, like he's always been there. So just like Narnia, like for us, years, like years and years and years can go by, but to the Lord it's a split of a second. It's barely anything. But anyway, an amazing book. I highly recommend you pick it up for December or January or February. So I am just here to remind you, friends, that Jesus loves you, and that if you're having a hard time reading or finishing a book, just remember to turn the page.